Folks, I'd like to start out telling you a story. There was, or there is, a region called Hyderabad. It's part of India now. But the last Nizam of Hyderabad, that's the rulers, the last one going through his father's belongings after the older man's death, found an interesting stone wrapped in a piece of cloth in the toe of one of his shoes. And he thought it couldn't be worth much because if it was, it would be with the other jewels in the treasury. So he almost threw it away. But he noticed that the light came through it in a rather interesting way, and it felt good in his hand. So he decided to keep it, and it became his favorite paperweight, sitting on his desk for years, admired by hundreds of visitors, until when Hyderabad was forcibly annexed by India, it was assessed along with all the other jewels, and it turned out to be one of the largest diamonds in the world, valued today at $150 million. The point, folks, is that until you figure out exactly what something is for, you may miss the value of it. Welcome to the new student orientation at Pellissippi State. My name is Don King. No, I don't know Mike Tyson. Yeah, my hair looks different. I'm an associate professor of speech here at Pellissippi, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to this gathering. New students, your guests, we're glad to have you here. We're glad that Pellissippi State is your next step on your journey. Part of our job today is to help you figure out what this college thing is for, so that you can truly figure out the value of it. And just in case the point is not completely clear in your story, it's not that Pellissippi State is the diamond. You are. We are the skilled assessors who are going to help you figure out that value. As you look around the room, you see people in blue shirts. They're some of our finest students. They're also your guides because they have already traversed that trail that you are now covering. There are a lot of opportunities at Pellissippi State, and there is no way that we can tell you in the little time we have together this morning everything about it. We're going to try to give you an overview, and I urge you to keep pen and paper handy to jot down questions. You do have pen and paper, don't you? It's college. And we also have a video that we want to show you to give you a little bit of a feel for our now five campuses, although I don't think we have the fifth campus on here yet. We'll tell you a little bit about the school. So Walter, let's see the video. Thank you. Well, you might have noticed that there were some themes running throughout that video. One of those themes was determination. That's one of the first things that came up. You can expect challenges and difficulties as you face this process. It's just part of college. In fact, that's one of the most valuable parts of college because that's part of what you are really using college for, how to face those kind of things. Another theme was participation. The classes are important, but there's a lot more to college than just going to classes. It matters less what you get out of Pellissippi State and more what Pellissippi State gets out of you. And part of that comes from that participation thing. You might have also noticed a theme about graduation. We're not just here to help you figure out your value, but to document your journey, to give evidence that you have achieved the things that you will achieve while you're here at Pellissippi State. I should mention from this video we now have a 5th campus. We had an open house for it earlier this week. Strawberry Plains campus. I have yet to see it myself, but it looks like it's going to be a great addition to East Knox County in serving that area. Get a feel for who's here. How many of you have already registered for classes? Okay, good. And I can kind of figure with an 8:30 crew, you got enough gumption to get up this time on a Friday morning, you're on top of things. How many transfer students do we have? People transferring from other institutions, okay? Very good, very good. What campuses are we at? How many folks here at main campus? That's going to be most of you, okay. How many primarily Blount County people? Okay. Division Street? Okay. Yeah, Division Street over there. Magnolia. More Magnolia folks than Division Street. Came further, okay. Any Strawberry Plains folks? We've got people who are registering out there already. So I'm just kind of wondering. Okay, well, let's take a few moments to look over your agenda. If you'll look in your folders, and we have things for the new students. Walter, I don't think this thing is on. Are you guys able to hear it back there? You're able to hear me? Okay, there it is. There it is. Okay, thank you. There is one agenda, but there are 2 streams here. We have some stuff for our new students, and we have some stuff for their guests. Some of them are the same, like right now is the same, for example. Let's see, in the next segment, we'll be going our separate ways for a little while. So be sure and take a look at the 925, the 1045 thing. Everybody comes back together. What's the 1045 thing? Break. That's the most important thing for some people. And then we'll be together again here in the auditorium after that. Want to be sure that the guests know that we have stuff for you here in the auditorium. But we also have, for the new students, your student leaders are going to take you someplace to where you can talk a little smaller group about Pellissippi a bit. Let's also look at some other overview stuff. The new students are going to be getting a common book. The common book is designed to give us a common experience, something that pulls everybody at Pellissippi State together. Now, guests, if you can borrow the book for a little bit, it's worthwhile looking at because it will give you a sense of what somebody can truly accomplish when they take responsibility for their own learning. But this is for the new students. And my understanding is it doesn't cost you a dime. Also, something else that you got for free, you may look at it and say there's a lot of out-of-date stuff here. There's a calendar in there, most of the pages of which you won't be able to use. There are some pages in there that are still useful. The most important part of this is the information stuff that's in there. There's phone numbers. There are handy bits of information about the campus. In fact, on the back of your folder, you will find a map of campus. It'll help you find your way around the first day especially. There's an important phone number on there, and you'll be hearing over and over some information because we're going to be throwing a lot at you, so there's some basic stuff we want to be sure that you know. One of those things is the phone number, 694-6400. That's not just a switchboard. That goes to our information center. And those folks are amazing in helping you figure out what you need. If you know somebody's name, you can call there and they will just connect you. If you're not sure who you need to talk with, they're really good at figuring out who it is that you really need to connect with. So be sure and keep all that information. It will be handy in getting you started on those first days. Let's see. Another one of the things that you're going to hear a lot is how to check your email. Email is, what would you say? I think Pellissippi State runs on email. And so it's very important that you learn how to connect to it and that you check it on a regular basis, because that's the way we spread information about scholarships, for example, campus happenings, deadlines, financial aid. So you're going to want to be sure to learn how to make that connection and make it regularly. Now, I mentioned the folks in the blue shirts just a moment ago. Want to introduce you to them and to their faculty partners. Let's ask them to all come up front here for just a moment. And let me find my introduction stuff here. Each of you got a card of a certain color, right? That tells you which group you're in. Now, I'm not color blind, but I am color ignorant. I'm told that there are 27 different colors here. I only thought there were 6 to begin with. You know, rainbow, 20s. Okay. All of these kind of came from the same palette, so we'll figure these out here in just a moment. Let me see. Who do we have right next to me here? This is Rosh. Rosh is with the dark yellow group. Which group is that?
Come on, guys, let's hear it.
Okay. I'll tell you a little bit about Rosh. Her hometown, it says, is Arima, Trinidad, and Tobago. Is that 3 different hometowns?
No, sir. Arima is actually the name of the town, but Trinidad and Tobago is the country. I'm actually an island girl. Coconut trees, sand and surf, that's me.
Okay, very good, very good. And there is one thing that I know about Rosh. Let's just say I'd like to go visit her after graduation. What are your plans after graduation?
That goes along with the sand and surf. I actually plan to sell bear sandwiches on the beach. That's my life goal. That's what I'm going to be doing 4 years from now when I graduate with my bachelor degree. That's what's going to happen. Okay,
very good. So 4 years in one day.
4 years in one day.
I'll be down there. Okay. Why don't you go ahead and introduce your faculty member here?
Right. I have with me today Miss Gail Wood. She's actually the director of the Access and Diversity Department. And a fun little fact about Miss Gail is that when she was in college, she did archery. And while shooting a bow, she fell on her butt. I'm just going to hand it over to Ms. Gail now so she can talk to you a bit.
Hi, everyone. How are you? Wow, you don't sound it. How are you? All right, that's better. Welcome to Pellissippi State. This is the best institution of higher education in the world. Do you believe it?
It's true.
Yeah, it's the greatest place. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Pass it down. Oh, sorry.
I get to play Geraldo Rivera here. Okay. Our next student, Hillary Wilson. And Hillary's from Maryville, Tennessee. One of the things I note about Hillary, her favorite class here at Pellissippi was bowling. Why was that?
Well, I was terrible at first, and I could barely bowl a 50. And then I really want you guys to congratulate me on this because I'm so proud of it. But by the end, I was bowling like 150.
Okay, very good. Excellent, excellent. Now, what does that mean? Okay, 150 is good for me and for you. Hillary has a distinction that she's already graduated from Pellissippi. She graduated earlier this month, as a matter of fact, and she's going into the 2+2 teaching program with Tennessee Tech. What is that?
Well, I first got my associates in science and teaching through Pellissippi. Like I said, just graduated in May. I have 2 more years to go to get my bachelor's degree. I'm going to be getting it through Tennessee Tech, but taking my classes here at this campus, which is an awesome offer. And if anyone is interested in elementary education, definitely come talk to me about it because it's a really great program.
Okay, very good. Why don't you introduce your faculty member here?
This is Mr. Dave Vinson, and he is a mathematics teacher here at Pellissippi State. And I know some of my orange group doesn't like mathematics, but with him as your teacher, you're going to love it.
Woo!
Do you love him? Woo! I am going to let Mr. Vinson tell you why he loves being a professor here at Pellissippi State.
Hey, you can call me Dave if you like. I love success stories, and we see a lot of them here. We see a lot of students that come in maybe not quite so confident as they will learn to be, and you set a difficult goal in front of people, and they achieve it, and it can turn their whole life around. So it's just an amazing thing to watch.
We always say that Dave put the fun in math fundamentals, so yay. All righty. Next up is Sarah Maynor. Now, the last group I forgot to tell folks that Sarah also graduated in May. We have a lot of students who've graduated, so congratulations to these guys. And one of the things I learned about Sarah is she has an unusual hobby. I guess you could call it a hobby. Is it a hobby?
Yeah, hobby and family business, hobby, runs the same.
Okay, and what is it?
We farm.
And what kind of farming?
We farm. We have cattle, donkeys, horses, chickens, alpacas. I think that's it. I'm probably missing a few. Ducks.
Oh, and so you get your ducks all in a row, and that's farming. Oh, okay. Well, that is some serious farming. I see that you are a natural resources and environmental economics major. Is the farming going to figure in that?
I hope so. I don't know how yet, but surely it will. Surely it will.
Somehow. Okay, why don't you introduce your faculty member?
I have with me today Miss Anita Maddox, and she is a speech teacher here at Pellissippi, Hardin Valley. And she has a very interesting taste for a very delicate meal. I'm going to let her tell you about it.
It's actually a little disgusting. I am particularly fond of Subway because I feel less guilty. It's probably just as bad, but I feel less guilty. And they used to have a seafood salad, which they don't have anymore because they would leave it out on the bar and it'd get warm and people get ill. But I used to adore the 9-grain bread with seafood salad. Wait for it. Bacon, banana peppers, mustard, and onions. Delicious.
Oh, my. Okay, speech and math, couple of the scariest. No, I'm kidding. And speaking of speech, our next student is Stephanie Amber Michael. She's a business management major, and she says that her favorite class here at Pellissippi was public speaking with Don Thomas. Why was that?
Believe it or not, people get nervous when they have to talk in front of a lot of people, and I was the girl who wanted to pee and vomit and sweat and shake and all that, and it was my favorite class because it helped me be able to stand in front of people even though I still do get nervous.
And I've got to ask one more here. What she plans after graduation, I love this. She says, I am going to change the way America educates our children. Isn't that great? Yeah. Not I would like to, I am going to. That is just, not by sweating and stuff like that, but yes. Okay, why don't you introduce your faculty member?
My faculty member is Leslie Cragwall. A lot of people mispronounce her name and call her Cragwell, but it's Cragwall. She has a fun fact that would not be fun for a lot of people, but it's new to her. In the last week, her husband came home after a year-long deployment. Her husband is Jesse, and their daughter is Ellie. They have a 2.5-year-old daughter, Ellie. Is there anything else you want to tell us about her? Or?
She's adorable.
What else can we say? So these are the folks who are going to be kind of guiding you through this process in the next little bit. Let's let them go back to their groups so that they can kind of be guides. And to do this in a somewhat organized fashion, we're going to go out one group at a time. Now, guests, remember, you guys stay in here because we've got some special stuff for you. But our students, if you will go one at a time, and I'll take you out by color, I think. Color. Let's just say Hillary Wilson. What color is your group? Orange? Okay, the orange group. If you'll follow Hillary. Yes, stay put. You wouldn't believe all the organization stuff that goes into something like this, right? I'm going to be introducing somebody in just a moment with amazing organizational skills. The key to organization is making it look easy. It's not. For our next group, what are we calling this color, Sarah? This is peach. Okay, so the peach group, if you will follow Sarah, this will be easy. This is the most organized some of you will be for the next 4 years. Okay, the next group over here, Raj, what are we calling this? You're gold. Okay, yes, you're golden. If you guys will follow Raj, she will take you someplace special. That sounds kind of bad, doesn't it? And then Stephanie Michael, I think that's just yellow, right? Is that? Okay, no fancy name for it. Light yellow, there we go. Okay, if you will follow Stephanie, then they'll go someplace different special.